Joining me right now here is Kevin Richards for our Tech News with Kevin Richards. How you doing?
Good morning, Alan. How are you?
I am doing great. You came out here today to see us in person, and also because you wound up bringing a ton of PJs. Absolutely.
My son and I went shopping yesterday. I let him pick out what he wanted, and he happened to pick out some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So we're in support of the Desert Tortoise right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what we need. Well, thank you very much for doing this. It's a great thing that we're doing out here. We do it. It was the 12th annual gathering, and
I'm happy to be a part of it.
Trying to make it the biggest one yet.
It's good to come out of the cave and see you in person every now and then.
That's right. I forgot what you look like. Absolutely. All right, let's talk tech news with Kevin Richards. You can find out more about Kevin and the Ventura web design, which, by way of disclosure, designed my website, alanstock.com. Find out more by going to alanstock.com. On the right-hand side of the page, you'll notice there's a little logo that says Ventura Web Design. You can click onto that, get a hold of Kevin Richards that way, and find out more about Ventura Web Design. Let's talk about the security breach that's been disclosed. It's a bug called Heartbleed. I want you to tell me what Heartbleed is, and I want you to tell me the difference between this bug and what a virus. Is there a difference at all?
There is. There's definitely a difference, and it's big news in the tech industry right now. And one of the interesting things about it is that people who are reporting on it, you've got the complete spectrum. You've got some people who are saying, oh, it's no big deal, ignore it, whatever. And on the other side, you've got people saying it's Armageddon, it's the end of the world. You've got to change every single password, immediately. So to answer your question, the difference between a bug and a virus, a bug is something that's programmatically wrong. They've programmed it wrong, and they've left something open. There's a mistake in the coding that allows people to access it in a way that they shouldn't. So that's the case that's happening here. A virus is more something that maybe you download and you're opening up a file and then it installs malware on your computer. So there's a clear difference there. So this is a bug versus a virus.
But is a bug bad?
Definitely. It certainly can be. Sometimes, we're software developers. Sometimes we call a bug a feature. That's our little joke.
Oh,
But no, the difference between this is, the bug is bad because it exposes encrypted information. It exposes your passwords, and that's obviously an issue. We're very familiar with Neiman Marcus and Target and all the issues that they've had.
Right.
And what's being exposed here is it's a security loophole in the SSL encryption, which is the security protocol that helps keep the web safe. So the moral of the story is what I really wanted to get out to your listeners today is, they do need to take security seriously. They do need to change their passwords. It's something where you need to, be on top of it. You need to regularly, change the password at least once every, couple months, depending on the importance of the information that's behind that password.
All right, so change your password every few months. How do you know if you have this bug?
Well, you wouldn't have the bug. It's something that e-commerce websites would have. It's something something like Yahoo Mail. Yahoo Mail didn't secure early enough, so in theory people could have accessed your passwords, as an example. It's more of what's called a man-in-the-middle attack. So what's happening is the security is not able to protect your information as it passes through all the different spots on the internet.
Okay. So change your password every few months.
Change your passwords. There's also another thing called two-form or two-factor password protection. And what we do at my company is when we log into a website, we put in our login, we put in our password, and then we have to sit there and wait a couple seconds because our server will actually send us a text message to our cell phone to make sure it really is us logging in. So not only do we have our password, but then we also have that text message with a code that we have to type in, and it's a second verification that we are who we say we are.
All right. I know that Facebook just announced they're also taking more steps to keep people's info private. Is that correct?
That is true. Facebook is all about privacy, right? They've made that clear. They want to make sure you've got a good experience when using their tool, and so they've come out with some new announcements. I'm sure you've been using Facebook. You've seen the new look. I know John Schaefer's been commenting on it. He's saying, hey, check out that new look on Facebook. So that's what it's all about. They're trying to make sure that your experience there is better, and they've got a new audience selector. It makes it easier for you to choose whether your information is going to go public or just to your friends. And most of the time, it makes the most sense for you to limit your posts to just your friends. And then beyond that, because I know sometimes you make friends with people who aren't necessarily close friends or more acquaintances, you can actually separate out in Facebook. You can create different groups that you're going to post to. So if you wanted to control, maybe send only pictures of your kids to really close friends and family, you can actually do that with Facebook.
How do you do that?
So you just go in and you create a group. And then from that group, you identify who's going to be a member of the group. Okay. And then, as you're making your post, there's a little selector tool, and you say, okay, only post to close friends, as an example.
All right. I'm going to have to go look at that and try that out. I'm still adapting to Facebook, even though I use it a lot. There are new things about it all the time that I'm learning. I'm talking with Kevin Richards. This is Tech News with Kevin Richards. We're going to come on back in just a few moments and continue talking with him. We've got also an opportunity to be able to do the right thing for kids who do not have pajamas, and lots of kids in the valleys don't. Well, that's why we're broadcasting live this morning from the Boca Park in Coles, in front of Coles at 8671 West Charleston at Durango. Come on out and bring any PJs you can, any pajamas you can, all sizes from infants up to age 18, and to be part of the solution. We'll come on back in just a moment. Kevin Richards here from Ventura Web Design with our tech news. And we'll finish up this so we can get over to a heartbreaking story with a pooch you're not going to believe. A sweet one. He's already been all over kissing me, so.
It's good my kids aren't here. They'd want to take that dog home with us.
Well, get him out here so they can take him home. All right, let's, real quickly, there's a school district I know in New Hampshire, and they told a substitute teacher to unfriend students as a policy. Tell me about what goes on with this.
Well, we're talking a lot about the rancher here in Clark County and the government's response to that, so I thought I'd get us a good story that's similar to that. So the story is you've got a 79-year-old woman. She's a substitute teacher, and she, of course, is a staple in the community. Everybody knows her. Everybody loves her, so, of course, people have friended her, and that's a normal response. That's a normal thing. Unfortunately, because she is a substitute teacher, the school district has a policy that no teachers will be friends on Facebook with students. Seems reasonable enough.
Yes.
But the problem is, the reason for the policy is that I guess recently they had a 29-year-old teacher who was arrested for a sexual assault of a 14-year-old student. So they started cracking down, and their policy is that you cannot be friends with a student. And she says, well, I don't see a reason why I can't be friends with a student, and there you have it. So she ended up actually resigning as a result of this.
Well, I've got to tell you, we have teachers in my family. One up in Northern California, and she can't be on Facebook. And I have a very close member of my family here in Las Vegas, a teacher, works in the school, not even a teacher. He can't be on Facebook either because they don't want these folks. And this is not just New Hampshire, this is not just Vegas, not just Northern California. Most school districts don't want teachers to have that kind of fraternization with students, and I get it. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, I get it as well. I see I have friends who are police officers. They're on Facebook, and you have to be really careful with what you say. And anything you say can and will be used against you in any form. So you've got to be very careful. And but you got to look at it from both sides. I think it is kind of weird that the 79-year-old woman who's a staple in the community, she has to now go back and unfriend people simply because they're still students. They may be 18-year-old high school students, and she has to unfriend them. That's because that's what the policy says. That is what we're going to do. Absolutely.
Well, again, I understand the need for something like that, and this is a little bit different than them trying to protect students than I think what's going on with the Clive Bundy and the BLM. But
definitely different. There's no tasers involved in this story.
All right, real quickly, if people want to reach you, how do they do it?
They reach us at VenturaWebDesign.com. We're happy to visit local clients. Funny story, one of your listeners contacted me last week. I went out and met him, and I noticed some Indian artwork on the walls. I made a comment about it, and turns out he actually knew my great uncle.
Really?
Yeah. Of all things, and that was from Arizona, and I was very thankful that obviously one of your listeners heard that and invited me out to talk to him, and that was a great time I spent with him.
Wow, that is a small world story if I've ever heard one. Kevin Richards, Ventura Web Design. You can also go to allenstock.com on the right-hand side of the page. You see the Ventura Web Design logo. And by the way, also posted up there, because a lot of people have requested it, the big debate that we had on the margins tax the other day between Karen Griffin and Steve Sebelius is also posted at allenstock.com. people said, we want to hear it, we want to hear it, we want to hear it. You posted it yesterday. It's there now, so go ahead and listen to it. Kevin, thanks for bringing all the PJs out that you did. Thanks to your dad for joining me out here as well. It's been great seeing you both out here.
Absolutely. Thanks, Alan. Have a great day.